narcissism is coming up a lot on social media and in podcasts. Can you just, as a professional, actually define, NPD versus someone who may just be selfish or have maybe acting narcissistically? Can you make the distinction there?
I like to break it down. I don't like getting into the clinical terms and to the criteria because, even clinicians sometimes have a difficult time discovering what narcissism actually is. And so some of the main features that I tell people to look for is that they do not respect boundaries. So every relationship, all relationships, every single healthy relationship has to have boundaries. Healthy people respect boundaries. And when you're with someone that doesn't respect boundaries, they don't respect you. Number two, they don't take responsibility or accountability for anything that they do. Some of the things that when someone's trying to figure things out, I'll ask them, when's the last time you and them had a disagreement and things actually went your way, or you guys found some sort of compromise in the middle? And quite often the answer, even if they've been together for 10, 20, 30 years, is never. Or I remember one or two times, but there was a punishment that happened right after. Right? So when you start hearing those type of dynamics, we're talking about something completely different. The other thing is I tell people to listen to their body, that feeling of walking on eggshells. When your body keeps score the entire time, you might be confused about the relationship. You might even be scared to leave the relationship. Your body knows. Right. Quite often it knew way early on, but because going back to codependency and people-pleasing behavior, because you didn't validate your feelings in the first handful of weeks and months, and you just kept going and going, your body just kept on taking tally. Like, I'm telling you, I don't like this person. I don't like them. And that walking on eggshells feeling, it lets me know that your body wants you out, and it's a part of cognitive dissonance where the other person, where you know you should leave, but something is holding you back, either the enmeshment, the fear, but your body doesn't want you to stay there. The other thing is, I tell people that it's very much like, if I were to compare, people are surprised when I tell them I'm not even really big into the title or diagnosis of narcissism. What I'm actually big into is the behavior. And one of the biggest things that I tell people is, if you're in the relationship, if you're in any relationship, really, all relationships fight. Healthy and what confuses people is that when you're in a toxic relationship, you're only thinking about the good times, and you're working really hard to get it back to the good dates, the good sex, the nice vacations. And when you look at those things, they look exactly the same way that healthy relationships do. You're like, oh, this is what my aunt and uncle do. This is what, this is just how relationships are. But that's not the definition of a healthy or toxic relationship. You have to look at when times are not so good. That's the definition of what your relationship actually is. So I always compare it to Karate Kid. You think of Daniel LaRusso, who, yes, he fights. He does karate within the confines of the rules. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm doing this for a sport, with respect, I'm fighting with honor. Right, and within the confines of the tournament, things like that. But you think of his adversary, the Cobra Kai, it was strike first, strike hard, no mercy, right? And they wanted to win at any cost, right? Even if they broke the rules, it didn't matter if they broke his ribs, it didn't matter if they bullied him at school. That part didn't matter as long as they won, because it had nothing to do with honor, respect. They had complete disrespect of their opponent, right? And as long as they win, that's all that mattered. And that's what it's like with being a narcissist.